Kuster as well as Beth Kirby. We want to welcome them to the studio. Dr. Kuster, thanks for coming in this morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Thanks for being here. And Beth Kirby, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. Both of you have been in the studio before, so there's no nervousness happening here, right? Okay, I hope not. But we want to talk about an event taking place this Saturday, starting at dusk. Which technically, what time do you foresee that starting, Dr. Kuster?
Oh, gosh, probably 7:30, between 7:30 and 8.
Okay.
We're looking at.
Do you give like an all, hey, everybody get ready, we're going to start letting the first cars come through at that point?
Typically, it's all lined up on Lakeshore, and we go live, and it rolls from there.
That's pretty cool. Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to be talking with our listeners about the event, A Scream in the Night, coming up this Saturday at Cartier Park Campground, but also about Connexion Point. And I think that's so important because the individuals that I've had a chance to talk with, Ed Santorelli and Jamie Adam and others, and the Pirate Heads and all the volunteers that have been a part of this, there is so much support. If you talk to Mark Boone or anybody else out there for Connexion Point. And so instead of me explaining my interactions with them, Dr. Kuster, do you mind just taking a moment and telling us about Connexion Point?
Yeah, certainly. So Connexion Point is our local treatment and recovery resource in the area, along with many other great resources. We got a awesome board, great leadership, and a good partnership throughout the community. So we've been doing this event, but to help support Connexion Point, which again is a local treatment and recovery, we over the years have done a lot of education regarding addiction. And back when we first started, we saw a lot of people struggling, and that was our passion and motivation to help these people. Along with the families, addiction, we say, has no address. It affects everybody. And so that's what drives us to keep going, is that we see now so much impact with the partnership and the community coming together, giving us the resources to be able to help people. And now you can look around and see people who are in recovery, and it's just amazing how that changes people's lives. It affects all of us, families of loved ones, employers. It's just a great community support system we have, along with the other agencies that also do provide these resources. So this is an event, but on the backside, it really does help Connexion Point in our goal of helping people who do struggle with addiction, and help them walk in recovery every day.
Because it's not, and I say this, and it's not like an off-the-cuff comment, but every community has individuals that struggle. I mean, that we know that, and we see that out there. And in our area, it's no different.
It is no different. It's diffusely all over, and we'd like it to change, and I think we have seen some change, but it continues to be unfortunately part of every community, and we're very grateful that first of all, there's awareness, and thank you for bringing this awareness to the community with helping us support the event and that. But I think just the awareness alone helps open the discussion, so it's not so shameful anymore. People can reach out for help and know that people understand the addiction now, whereas before, it was not well understood and not understood that it's a disease, and we really should treat it as a disease and help people find the recovery and give them the resources and support. So that's been very rewarding for our board to kind of see that happen over the years. And again, the partnerships and the employers understanding, if people are in programming, if they're in recovery, they're great employees, and we need to continue to support them.
Absolutely. If you're just joining, we're talking with Dr. Kuster and Beth Kirby, getting ready for this event that benefits Connexion Point, and that's an opportunity for you to drive through Cartier Park Campground, stay in your vehicle, and it's $5 per person for those that are in the vehicles. And just my experience last year, we broadcasted last year. We're gonna have both radio stations out there again this year, and just the interaction with people that are in line. You've got the kids in there; they're eager to go through there. The family is, and it truly is a family experience, and we're looking forward to that. So that's the benefit that as you're waiting there, you know that it's a fun entertainment, but also that benefit of Connection Point. Beth, let's bring you in for a moment and talk about that kind of that glue between the organizing an event like this, the volunteers, and the community coming together. Take us through why to put on this event, if you don't mind.
I think first and foremost, it's to bring awareness to addiction and treatment. And then really we just wanted to kind of give back to the community. It started about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I think there was 1 year when we took off, when we were not able to do it. But as the years have progressed, it has grown and grown and grown. And I think this year is going to be the most spectacular year.
You think so?
Yes.
Give us some hints. Give us a little secret or two.
Well, we have about 15 massive scenes between some of our volunteers and our own scenes. We have animatronics, we have videos, we have live people, actors, we have some still scenes. We have a whole variety of scenes for the families to enjoy.
That's cool. And there's a lot of volunteers, too, as part of this. And it looks like you have a list of some of the volunteer groups, right? Take us through that.
All right. So the Pirate Heads, they have come out each year to help us, and they kind of make it a fun event for their group, and then certainly help us out. Lud Rock is with us again this year, and they find the most incredible music to play as the people are going around. The Ludington Fire Department joined us last year, and they had a huge scene at the end of the route. G2S is going to join us this year. And then I want to definitely mention Russ Soper and the Cartier Campground. He has really helped us along and made this possible. And same with the Ludington Robotics Club.
Oh, yeah.
They help us with our animatronics, and they set it up and make sure that they're in working order, and we really appreciate their help.
Yeah, this is great. And so when you are setting up, what does that look like? Is it a day-long event? Do people come in? I know at the city council meeting the other day, you mentioned Russ Soper. He is dedicated. Like, he was raking up acorn after acorn out there at the campground. But what is that setup like? What goes into the planning, if you don't mind on that?
Well, first of all, we start very early. Usually in the summer, we start planning and making sure that we have everything that we need, and we start to add more scenes or more to the scenes that we already have, and then and we meet. Recently, we've been meeting weekly.
Okay.
To get things going and make sure that we have our volunteers, and then we also the day before, so on Friday, we're going to take a whole bunch of time to set up some of the lights and the routes, and then Saturday is the big day where we set everything up.
All right,
it's a long day.
What do you want to Beth, to tell people? I know we've been pushing take Lakeshore Drive, come in from the south rather than the north. If you come from the north, it's really difficult to get in that line, because that line kind of wraps down almost not as far as Tinkham, but what's the road?
Bryant.
And down there, but we don't want people to be scared that line is long, because it flows pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Yes. Last year, when we went that route, we kind of worried that it was going to be a long wait, but after speaking with some of the people who went through, they were really pleased with the amount of time that it took. It didn't take much time, and they were able to sit in their cars and listen to your music. And so it was well worth the wait.
And we got a chance to interact with them, which was really neat. And then is it cash, credit card? What's the payment like? And to make sure that everything is sped up pretty quickly.
Cash.
Okay, all
Yes,
cash. Okay.
yes.
So $5 per head in the vehicle. And are people able to roll down their windows? Can they interact with some of the scenes? Take us through that.
It's family friendly, so the kids in the back seat can hide if they want. I think it'll be a little scarier this year, but some silliness to it. So it's definitely going to look different, feel different, but it's actually for the drive-through. It's for all ages. So last year was kind of unique. That it was the first time after COVID we did the drive-through and moved away from the hayride. So that allowed for elderly people to stay warm in the car, and we know what the weather probably is going to be like this year. So we hope that changes, but nothing's going to change for us. We're going to roll no matter what the weather comes. So it's an opportunity to get out into the community. It definitely will be a family-friendly, a little scarier, but the kids can close their eyes, but there'll be some silliness for them too. It's very exciting. We're looking forward to it.
Awesome. Any other things that we want to make sure that the listeners are prepared for prior to getting there? We talked about, bringing cash. Obviously, it's going to be important. Being patient in the line, as it goes through there. Does it? If it slows down, does it cut off early? How does that work?
No, we're going to go to the end. I would maybe encourage the ones with the younger people. A couple of people have kind of come up and asked what it looks like this year to kind of get a flavor. And I think if you have little ones, it's still an opportunity for them to see it. Maybe come early, get in line early so it's still dusk, not so dark. And know that even though we have actors, we're not intentionally out there to, scare people. It's really just a nice event to kind of drive through and experience it as you perceive it to be. So, but if you do have young ones, it might be best to come out early and before it gets too dark, so everybody can enjoy it. So, again, it's silly and scary all in the same fashion.
That's cool. Again, a Scream in the Night taking place this Saturday, Cartier Park Campground. $5 per person for everybody in the vehicles there, and you come up Lakeshore Drive, take the right into the campground.
Correct.
And then the exit's off Rath, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They'll go out the east side of the campground onto Rath.
Okay, all right. Beth, anything that we missed talking about this morning?
Well, I did want to mention that we should have one other person standing here with us, and that's Jackie Steckel. She's really put in a lot of work with this as well. And some of our other board members, Julie Sardo, Mark Boone, Julie Chappell, Wendy Laraway, and Caitlin Haggerty.
Absolutely. And the dedication, it goes a long way. And, they're not paid. The time, the dedication to Connexion Point and so many of and even just talking with the volunteers already, they probably have as much fun as those going through the ride there, or through the park there. Anything that we missed talking about?
We just want to thank you, Chris, for all your effort. It really is a community event, and on the backside, though, it is for those who are struggling and the loved ones of those who are struggling, and we'll continue to do what we do. So we hope to see you all out there at Cartier Campground Park Saturday, dusk till 10:30.
All right, sounds good. Beth Kirby and Dr. Kuster, thank you for coming in this morning. I appreciate you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll be there broadcasting live, as mentioned. We'll start our broadcast about an hour early before it opens up. And definitely while you're in line, you'll see us right there by the entrance. Interact with us. So give some shout outs there and keep it tuned to either Hot Country Hits or 102.7. We'll have both stations there broadcasting live. It is 7:35. Coming up in just a matter of moments, your chance to win right here on Mom FM and